Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I would love you to like, to comment, to share as you watch. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about how to make a drawstring bubu. So I've already started, so we start. Now, for the drawstring bubu, the neckline is 3 inches. I'm using it's a V neckline. I'm using a 3 inches by 8 inches neckline. So we rule. Now remember that this is on fold though. The fabric is on fold, so of course one part I'm already doing it on fold. I'm cutting both together. So definitely what I'm going to do first, since the fabric is already on fold as far, I'm cutting both the front and back. So I don't want to forget. I'm going to cut both this way first before I now bring one out and cut out the two. So now the sleeve. The shoulder, my client's shoulder is 16 inches. So unfold is 8 inches unfold. Then I added an extra 21 inches to the sleeve. So we'll continue. Now you can actually make it the bubu to be as full as this. It can be this full. It can be the full length of the or the full width of the bubu of the fabric unfold. So now remember that this is towards the end of the sleeve of the arm, right? So we are going to be making it smaller here. I'm using I'm using um I'm using 11 inches. That's 5.5. Then I'm adding an extra 1 inch for joining on both sides. Half inch joining on both sides. That's 6.5. Then I curving. Now this bubu, it's like the abaya, the one that the bottom is also is big all the way to the bottom, but it tapers. I mean, it's big all the way to almost the bottom, then it tapers towards the bottom. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Then the length I used, my client length is 60 inches. I used 61 inch. By the time I'm done to go over. So we tapered it all the way. So towards the end, we curve it in and take it straight down, like so. So I noticed here, towards the end there is 15 inches. So you take it straight down 15 inches. So you can see what I did. Fifteen inches. So now we cut. Remember I told you that since I'm cutting both the back and front together, I'm going to just cut the back like a full back first. Then later I would demarcate it and cut. So now I want to cut the neck line of the front. Okay, so we've done that. Now this particular bubu has a hole, a belt hole in between. So we want to mark where the belt hole will be. We want to mark where the belt hole will be, taking into consideration that um, the dress will not, if it has to still look loose, when the person wears it, it will still be loose. But when the person now still attaches the belt, it will now become cinched. So I'm putting the belt hole at her under bust. Her under bust is 16 and a half, so I'm using 17. And I'm using 12. Or I'm using 12 and a half. 12 and a half. So it's at this point now that I'll put the hole. It's at this point I'll insert the hole. I'm making the hole like a 2.5 inch hole, so this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to cut through it with my scissors like so. So this is it. And I'll be doing the same for the back. For the drawstring, we're going to be using a rope of, we're first going to sew, a, let's say, a space through which the rope will pass. We're going to sew it, in the middle of the front. We're going to sew it in the middle of the front. So how I usually do it is that I cut a 3 inch or a 2.5 inch, rope, and then the length will be 2.5 inches in length. Okay, so I cut. So this rope I'm cutting now is the rope for the inside that will sew to the in the middle. So how we usually do it is that after cutting it, we sew the two sides. We fold the two sides in and sew it and top stitch it. from the back. We fold the two sides this way, eh? And we top stitch it from the back, from the back. Then we now sew another line in the middle. As in, we will now top stitch a line in the middle. That's where the two ropes, our half-inch ropes, will now pass through. So let's continue. So I'm cutting the facing for the front. And I also do same for the back. The same hole that we opened for the front, we're also going to do same for the back, like so. 17, 12 and a half, 2 and a half. And you put. Okay. So this is. So now we're cutting the rope for the drawstring. We're cutting 2 ropes. And I'm making the ropes 2 inches wide, so that we can pipe and pass through the space we've created for it. Okay, so now we want to cut, we want to the yeah, so the front of our dress, remember that the front of our dress, it goes up, as in the drawstring draws it up, right? But we want to V it a bit. We want to just add a little V, a little bit of a V to the end, like this. Just about a, this is just about 4 inches, 4.5. So just V it a bit. So now we are good to go. We'll start sewing now. Okay, so we want to mark the middle of the bubu from the inside. So that's where we're going to be putting the drawstring, as in where we're going to put in the space, the drawstring holder. So you mark it like so. So after doing that, we're going to turn the neck. After turning the neck, we're going to turn the neck. After turning the neck, we'll take it back here and we'll continue. I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. Are you answer? Answer. Okay, so now we want to put the, this is our, this is what is going to be in the middle of the, for the drawstring to pass through the middle of the back. So we want to put it now. So we're going to use the pin. We're going to fold it at this upper part here. Fold it in, right? We're going to use the pin and hold it down. Start. Okay, so we are holding it down. I'm going to pin it in the middle. I'm trying to make sure it's in the middle. Before we fold the bottom, we have to have folded the edges of the, before we fold the bottom of this rope in, we would have folded the edges of the bottom front so that it doesn't interfere with the drawstring. So we'll show you how it goes. Okay, so now we have sewn the space for the drawstring to the middle. Now we are putting in the ropes, the drawstring ropes. We are putting it in with the safety pin. We are passing it through the hole. So when we are done, we'll continue. the hole that we made we made a hole for the belt to pass through. So we want to do it now. So what we're going to do now, a pointer. I forgot to tell you for this pointer. Make sure the hole, as in because you know the hole is going to make the dress to be tight, as in it's going to lock the dress at that point. So make sure the hole you make can pass through her hip and her bust. Make sure the space, you know, can pass through the hip and her bust. So just make sure. So let's continue. So now see the hole. You put the front and the back together. Reach in, right? Reach in this way. Take the two sides together like this. Come out. So you sew it. You just have to be careful. Okay, so you can see. So we'll sew on the first side now. So we'll now reach in again. This way. You can't do it round at once. You have to just do it both sides the way I'm doing it. Sure. Can you hold that? Can continue. Can you continue? Okay. So this is how it looks now. After we iron it, it's going to be smoother than this. So this is how it looks. So the belt will be able to pass through. You can see it. So we are going to repeat same for the second side. Then we'll show you how it's doing.